Okay. Prynhadar, croesi, welcome to the annual general meeting of Hywel Health Board, and thank you everyone for coming. For those people who are watching on Zoom, if you want to translate the Welsh commentary, then you will see there is a button on your screen on Zoom which moves you to translate, and you select the English translation because a number of our presentations will be in the medium of Welsh. I have apologies for absence for today from Steve Moore, the Chief Executive, and Andrew Carruthers, Director of Operations. And also, unfortunately, our Chair, Maria Battle, has been unable to attend this afternoon, and so also sends her apologies. And I am Judith Hardesty, the Vice Chair of the Health Board. So I would like to say that whilst Maria has sent her apologies, this was actually going to be her last annual general meeting as Chair. Maria will be stepping down from the role at the end of October, and so whilst there will be other opportunities for us as a board to thank her, I do want to record at this AGM my thanks and thanks to the whole board for her work as Chair since September 2019. I'd also like to welcome some people to their first annual general meeting, and that is to Ardiana, our new Director of Public Health, to Michael Imprato, our new independent member, also to Rodri, who is somewhere also in our audience, and Chantel, for whom it is their first AGM. And I'd also like to welcome all our apprentices who are here today, and you will be hearing some of their stories later this afternoon. I also want to note, and it was written out for Maria to say it, so I'm paraphrasing here, that this is actually my own and Mandy Rayani, our Director of Nursing's last AGM. Mandy is retiring at the end of December after a very long and distinguished career in nursing, and we will miss her very much. And my own term of office as Vice Chair at the Health Board ends next March. That's been 8 years at Hywel, which has flown by. So this again is my final AGM. So it's a very packed agenda. There's some presentations to hear, and there will be opportunities to ask questions. And also, I think we're all very much looking forward to the presentation from our apprentices. So I'm now going to hand over to Dedd Rainsford, who is the chair of our charity committee, for the presentation on the charities.
Diolch yn fawr. Wel, fi yn studio S4C. That is an accolade for me. I always wanted to be an actress, so here I am. Croeso mawr I chi ar y ffordd na, chi yw'r rhai mwyaf pwysig. Diolch yn fawr I chi ddod ma. So, welcome to you all. This is a recap. I am the chair of the Hywel Dda Charities. Fi yw'r cadeirydd o'r Hywel Dda. A mae'n anrhydedd enfawr I fod ma heddi I ddangos I chi beth I ni wedi wneud a beth chi wedi wneud, a mwyaf pwysig beth mae'n donors ni, yn fundraisers ni, a'n y public wedi wneud I ni fel elusen. It's a real privilege and an honour to be the chair of this charity. Every day, pob diwrnod, our patients, our families and our staff really benefit from the generous support of our donors and fundraisers. All of the donations, no matter how small or how large, really make a difference to our patients and our staff experiences. And we are so grateful to all of the public who donate and support us locally. As chair, I am really blown away by the innovative, challenging and sometimes slightly bizarre ways that our public continually raise money for our charity. Now, I'd also like to thank the staff of the charity as well. They work tirelessly behind the scenes to really think of ways of how to support our fundraisers and our public. So without further ado, there is a video, and I'm not in it, thankfully, that will really give you a snapshot of what's happened in this last year and just enjoy it. I'm sorry, we haven't got popcorn, but it's a great video. It'll show the benefit and the impact of all the donations that our public so thankfully give to us. Diolch yn fawr.
Hywel Health Charities, making a difference in 2022 to 23. 2022 to 23 has seen fundraising for the charity taken to a whole new level across Carmarthenshire, Ceredigion and Pembrokeshire. In 2022 to 23, you ran for us, you baked for us, you cycled for us, you golfed for us, you even hiked mountains for us. Here's a little flavour of what you achieved. Jason Clifton raised £1,500 for head and neck cancer services at Glangwili. Jason said, "Getting out in nature helped me massively. I decided to run 200 kilometres in 1 month to help others." Philippa Evans raised over £1,400 for dementia patients at Withybush by completing 40 cold water swims. Philippa said, "My heart melted when I walked into the room and saw patients watching a film on the projector purchased with the funds." 13-year-old Lewis Thomas and his family and friends raised £6,000 for the chemotherapy day unit in Prince Philip through the sale of Easter chicks. Anne-Marie, Lewis's mother, said, "I'm so proud of Lewis and his close friends for their efforts." Farmer Ivan Evans organised a quad bike trek and raised nearly £3,000 for the Bronglice chemo appeal. Ivan said, "I think the support for the trek shows how important the chemotherapy day unit is to local people." Staff from Sunderland Ward in South Pembrokeshire Hospital took part in a bed push and raised £1,000 for patient wellbeing activities. Senior Sister Rebecca Richards said, "I'm extremely proud of the team. The Sunderland Ward bed push will definitely return next year." In total, thanks to your generosity, our income for 2022 to 23 was over £3.99 million. Thanks to you, we were able to fund additional patient comforts, up-to-date medical equipment, more welcoming surroundings, care in our local communities, and staff well-being and development. During 2022 to 23, we spent a total of over £1.39 million on making things better. Thanks to you, we helped enhance care, experience and outcomes for thousands of people across Hywel. These are just a few examples. We funded £12,000 worth of equipment for a new playroom at Kilgerran Children's Ward in Glangwili. Karen Thomas, head of therapeutic play, said, "Playrooms have an important role in the healing process and it will help our therapeutic play team to work more effectively." We purchased specialist chairs costing £7,500 for patients in Myrig Ward at Bronglice. Ward Administrator Ellen Masters said, "These new chairs promote independence, mobility and recovery." We purchased 4 electrocardiogram machines costing £32,000 for Withybush. Helen Johns, Hospital Service Manager for Unscheduled Care, said, "Having our own dedicated ECG machines means care will be provided in a timely manner, improving the patient experience." We purchased cancer cloud kits to help children who are affected by a loved one being diagnosed with cancer. Sarah Russell-Saw, Macmillan Information and Support Coordinator, said, "These kits are invaluable tools for the families of patients diagnosed with cancer." We funded a painted arbour for the garden at the Gorwelion Community Mental Health Centre in Aberystwyth. Liz Baggett, Clinical Lead Occupational Therapist, said, "Our gardening group has been transforming our outdoor space and the donation has enabled us to have an arbour to make the space more welcoming." We purchased more than £5,000 worth of garden items for Llandovery Community Hospital. Ward Sister Marlene Jones said, "The garden items lift the spirits of both patients and staff." These are some of our highlights from 2022 to 23. In September 2022, the Bronglice Chemo Appeal passed its £500,000 target in just 10 months. In May 2022, we launched our Wish Fund campaign in partnership with Scarlets Rugby. The campaign creates magical moments for children and young people with life-limiting and life-threatening conditions. And in June 2022, we were the Powered By partner at Long Course Weekend, the biggest multi-sport festival in Europe. In 2022 to 23, our fantastic supporters helped us make a positive difference to the health, well-being and experience of our NHS patients, service users and staff. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you. For more information on the charity, please visit hywelhealthcharities.org.uk.
How on earth do I follow that? Diolch yn fawr Delyth a diolch yn fawr i'n rhoddwyr ni i gyd. Pnawn da i chi gyd, Hywel Thomas I fi, cyfarwyddwr cyllid y Bwrdd Iechyd. Wedi proses estynedig eleni oherwydd baich gwaith cyffredinol ar un archwilwyr allanol, mae'n bleser gan I cyflwyno ein cyfrifon am y llynedd. Yn gyntaf, mae'n dda nodi fod yr archwilwyr wedi dod i'r farn fod y cyfrifon yn rhoi darlun cywir a theg o'r cyfrifon o'r Bwrdd Iechyd am y flwyddyn. Oherwydd ein diffyg ariannol, o 59 miliwn o bunnoedd y llynedd, mae'r archwilwyr wedi nodi barn cymwysedig neu amodol ar ein gwariant dros y flwyddyn. Mae hyn I ddisgwyl oherwydd ein gorwariant, ond hynny mae'n destun siom I ni fel bwrdd. Fel crynodeb, oedd ein gwariant y llynedd yn 1.2 biliwn o bunnoedd gydag incwm o'r Llywodraeth o 1.1 biliwn o bunnoedd a 71 miliwn o bunnoedd o incwm arall. Felly, ar ôl gorwario 59 miliwn, mae hynny yn wath na'r flwyddyn cynt o rhyw 34 o filiynau o bunnoedd. Mae hyn yn dod yn sgil costau Covid wedi troi I gostau newydd yn y system wrth i'r galw am ein wasanaethau cynyddu, wrth I heriau recrwto ddod yn fwy acute a chwyddiant I gynyddu ar draws ein system. Oherwydd hyn, ni wedi methu ein targed stadidol o beidio gorwario dros y 2 mlynedd diwetha. A hefyd, dyw'n cynllun canolig integredig heb I gymeradwyo gan y Llywodraeth. Hyn, dyn ni wedi llwyddo I gwrdd â'n targed gwariant cyfalaf, a fel osonius I eisoes, roedd yn cyfrifol statudol yn rhoi golwg gwir a theg o'r sefyllfa yn y Bwrdd Iechyd. Mae'n dda nodi hefyd bod ein targed o dalu dros 95% o'n cyflenwyr o fewn 30 diwrnod o dderbyn nwyddau wedi I gwrdd. Yn amlwg targed pwysig yw hynny yn wedig yn cyflenwyr lleol sy'n ddibynnol ar llif cyllid o'r Bwrdd Iechyd. Gwna I ddim sôn yn ormodol am y sleid mewn unrhyw manylder, ond o'n gwariant o 1.2 biliwn, roedd 220 o filiynau ar wasanaethau cychwynnol, 260 o miliynau o bunnoedd ar ddarparwyr eraill, a 750 o filiynau o bunnoedd ar ein ysbytau a'n gwasanaethau cymunedol. Mae argeuledd cyllid cyfalaf yn her enfawr I ni ar draws y gwasanaeth iechyd. Ond fi'n falch nodi'n bod ni wedi gallu sicrhau gwariant ar ein gwaith o gydymffurfio safonau tân, rhaglen offer delweddu, prosiectau dadgarboneiddio, ein seilwaith digidol, uned llawfeddygaeth yn ysbyty tywysog Philip a gorffen ar y gwaith hynny, offer meddygol a gwella ein hystadau. Fel mae'r bwrdd a'r cyhoedd yn gallu gweld bob dydd, mae prinder cyllid cyfalaf yn her I ni fel Bwrdd Iechyd. Mae angen busoddi yn y is-adeiledd, fel mae rac yn Llwynhelig yn dangos. Ac o'r herwydd, mae datblygu'n cynllun busnes ar gyfer ysbyty newydd yn fwy angenrheidiol nag erioed. Cadeirydd, gwna i ddim sôn yn ormodol am yn heriau eleni. Wnaethon ni trafod hwn mewn manylder bore yma yn cyfarfod y bwrdd, a gall unrhyw un o'r cyhoedd edrych nôl ar ein ffrwd i'w ddeall nhw yn iawn. Gyda hynny, gai orffen trwy ddiolch i'n cydweithwyr, i'n partneriaid, i'n gwirfoddolwyr a'n cleifion a'r cyhoedd yn wir, am eu cefnogaeth ac am ddefnyddio'n gwasanaethau ni yn ddoeth fel eu bod nhw na pan fod angen i'r rhai sydd angen. Gyda hynny, gai gyflwyno'r athro ffilcla i'r llwyfan ar ran y Prif Weithredwr. Diolch.
So, prynawn da pawb, my name's Phil Claw, croeso cynnes i'r cyfarfod. I'm not Steve Moore, I'm not the Chief Exec, as many of you know. I'm the Medical Director and the Deputy Chief Exec, and covering the Chief Exec's report today. So the annual report, actually, you'll see, is quite a big document, and it covers a suite of areas. It covers the three main parts: the performance report, the accountability report, and the financial accounts. And it does relate to that period between 1st of April 2022 to the 31st of March 2023. And it does feel a bit strange looking back. I understand that for the performance over that year, but that is our statutory duty to do that. But I know we're in September now. So this is the area that we cover, and actually you'll see that the map includes outside the Carmarthenshire, Ceredigion and Pembrokeshire areas, because we care for people who come from Mid Wales and across from the south as well, from Swansea in our services. And we care for people in their own homes, in primary care, community services, hospitals, and we care for physical and mental health services, and we commission specialist services elsewhere. And my favourite thing, if I'm honest, about the slides today is that these are our own staff on the slides. So many times when you see health boards or trusts present their accounts and their reports, you see staff who are just stock images off the internet. So this is great because it's staff that I know, actually. So in the middle there, I know this chap here is George, who's one of our doctors who works in the acute, in the SDEC, same-day emergency care in Glangwili, for example. And those are all the nurses who work there. So all smiling, which is good to see. And we have 13,143 staff, and that's quite a responsibility for us as a board, and they are the most important for us. And look, we've got the next staff here with us today, so looking forward to hearing from you, because it'll be much more interesting than what we've got to say. We do have our strategic objectives, which guide us, I think, all of our work. For what we think is important. And you'll see there's a range of them that range to be about our staff, our services, and also they range from things about providing care and activities that we do within communities and with communities and partners to reduce health inequalities and improve population health. So those 6 strategic objectives really guide us. And behind all those 6 strategic objectives sit a range of planning objectives, which are the objectives of each of us as an executive team. So this slide has got some famous people on there. You'll see this is actually, it's his report. This is Steve Moore, the Chief Executive. And you'll see here, you'll spot him in the audience, our Director of Planning, Lee Davis, just to give maximal embarrassment. So the the planned care work that we did last year, we did really well last year in many ways. I mean, I have to say, whilst we were the best in Wales for people waiting 52 weeks for an outpatient appointment, best in Wales performance around the 104-week target for patients waiting for treatment, we do have a lot of people waiting too long. And we know from COVID that there were, and still are, a lot of people waiting for treatment, a lot longer than we would have seen prior to COVID, and much longer than any of us would want. And apologise to people out there who are still waiting for treatment. But we are putting in all sorts of measures to try and improve this and try to be as innovative as possible. Last year, during our time, during our time last year, we set up the £20 million Prince Philip development, which really helped us treat a lot more patients than we would have done otherwise. So that was really important to us, and we're doing some interesting work around artificial intelligence, around our waiting list. And we have, I think, probably the most important development last year, led by our Director of Nursing, Mandi Rani, around our waiting list support services, to give people access to someone to speak to whilst they're waiting for procedures. And I think that's, I know, having been there last week, that's helped many, many people who are waiting for procedures. So just moving on to a bit around unscheduled care. Last year, I think, was about building foundations for some of the work that we've done this year, guided by our home first approach. I've mentioned the same-day emergency care work. We have this service called SDEC, same-day emergency care. We have it in quite a number of locations across our patch, and it just means that patients who come in as an emergency can be processed much quicker through this. But we're doing all sorts of work with WAST, and WAST are doing work around reducing conveyances to our hospitals. We're also doing work around trying to stop people having to stay so long in our hospitals, because often when people end up in our hospitals for a few days, they can become stuck in our system. So there's a huge piece of work we've done around this last year, and I think it's built the foundations now for this year as to why we've coped and been able to work differently, for example, in Withybush when we faced the RAC issue. I think that work last year held us in good stead. And I think it's also led probably to an important milestone for Glangwili this week, where their ambulance waits at Glangwili were at a record low for 2 years. They've gone back to the 2 years ago. So though there's some green shoots of improvement, but that's not to say we still haven't got some significant challenges. And from cancer care, we last year we treated many more people, I think 70% more people than we did pre-COVID. So there's a lot more people being treated. And we did see an improvement in our backlog of patients waiting 62 days for treatment. However, of course, still we've got a lot to do, and we know this year the work goes on that. But we are quite innovative in our cancer services. The Lumen project, which is mentioned there, is a project around lung cancer. Lung cancer is a condition which tends to be diagnosed quite late across the whole of the UK, actually. And the Lumen project is a project where people with symptoms can speak directly to a nurse, and if they have the particular symptoms, can be referred direct to a chest x-ray. So some really interesting, innovative work, and many other things we're involved in, where I think we're at the cutting edge. And that, I can say, is Robbie Goshaw, our lung cancer lead there. So, mental health, I think, the biggest development last year for us was the 111 Press 2 service. I think so. Recognise it's difficult when you've got a mental health problem, and who do you call, and how do you get access into mental health services? Well, 111, press 2, you get to speak directly to a mental health practitioner. That was a huge advance, and we were the first health board to go live with that last year. Recognise, though, we've still got a lot of work to do on mental health, particularly around psychological services and around neurodevelopmental services. And that's something that I know we did touch on earlier at board today, about how the importance of that improvement work. And then on infection control, look, we've seen improvements in infection control. I think there was a lot of groundwork last year that we put in, all sorts of processes that have led us to see actually some improvement now, particularly in Clostridium rates, Clostridioides rates, I should say, because it's changed its name, which is an important infection that people can get in hospital. And we've started to see some improvement in that. And there's a whole load of work that needs to be done, multi-professional work, to reduce those rates. And I do think through Mandy that work has really raised its profile over the last couple of years. And we've got a consultant nurse practitioner who's been really instrumental to supporting us with that. And I'm assuming that's one of our staff members washing their hands. Yeah, good. It is our staff. I'm making sure it's our staff. So here's our workforce, and we talked about that earlier. I suppose we've welcomed 100 international nurses last year, and Lisa and her team have done some sterling work in the workforce team to do that. And as it says there, we exceeded our ambition around nursing recruitment. So a brilliant piece of work last year, and we've got the apprenticeship speaking later. So as I said, so we're looking forward to that. Sorry, I'm giving you the big build-up. The ongoing response to COVID really encompasses everything that I've talked about around unscheduled care, planned care and cancer, because we were so affected by that, like everyone else. And I think for our population had got used to a different kind of response from us prior to COVID. And so through last year, we had an enhanced approach around the COVID vaccine. That was really important to us, and as the public will know, and members in the room will know, we've instigated our COVID vaccination programme. We heard earlier that we vaccinated over 5,500 people already this year, focusing on people over 75 and in care homes. So that's going to continue to be important for us. And our strategy will, I think, given we produced our programme business case. We submitted that to Welsh Government in 2022, which was a programme business case about the development of the proposed new hospital. We started a land consultation process, which we've gone through this year and just presented to board, and we've reduced the sites to 2. And you know, I think the challenges we've got at Withybush, particularly around the reinforced aerated autoclave concrete, the RAC, do show just how important that Healthier Mid and West Wales strategy was that we agreed back in 2018. So we are obviously trying to push for progress on that. And we have some important work this year to do. We've just had a Nuffield review of our strategy, which was announced last year, and we're due to receive the report in the next few months on that. And of course, we can't improve health and well-being without working with our partners. And there are too numerous partners to mention that we work with, whether it be university partners, other public sector partners, or third sector partners particularly. And I think we completed our wellbeing plans through our public service boards last year, and I think our work with them and through the RPBs is going to be really critical this year, particularly when you look at the increasing frailty of the population and the people in our beds who struggle to get home. So working in partnership, I think over last year, we made some progress with those patients waiting in beds at the moment, but still a lot to do this year. And our estate, that is a picture of the Prince Philip development for day surgery, which was the 20 million development that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to move on because I've talked about estate, because I want to get to the apprenticeships. Now, and this is the only slide where we have someone who isn't a member of our staff, or at least I'm not aware he's a member of our staff. Any guesses apart from Delith and Awena who this is? In the middle? Does anyone know? This is Dafydd Iwan. Dafydd Iwan. And normally in Wales, when someone sees Dafydd Iwan, they normally break out into song Am our Hyd. Now, our staff met Dafydd Iwan at was it the Royal Welsh, Awena? I think it was the Royal Welsh. Eisteddfod. And they did something really amazing with Dafydd Iwan. They got him to sign Am our Hyd. They taught him how to do that with our staff. And he was brilliant with our staff, and he had pictures, I know. And so it's brilliant. I think it was real uplifting for him and for us to be doing that. Probably a completely new experience for him. So yeah, we've heard today how important the Welsh language is, and we've heard presentations in Welsh. And dwi'n dysgu Cymraeg, but I'm not, mae'n anodd, it's very difficult. So I struggle, so that's why I'm speaking in English, mostly. And we had so many staff achievements last year, and we've continued that through this year. And I can see we've got another famous person there, I think all famous here, but we'll pick out Mandirani there as our Director of Nursing. Excellent. But some amazing awards. If you look at the annual report, you'll see a whole array of them, and we're so proud of our staff and what they do. So look, next year, I mean, we've had a board meeting talking about next year, which people will listen to, and I won't focus on it too much, but clearly we've still got to recover from the pandemic, and as our Director of Finance has said, things remain challenging. In fact, they remain even more challenging for us this year than they did last year. But if you heard from the board this morning, you can see the kind of efforts we're going to try and improve things. And, with our strategy that we agreed back in 2018, which we have to remember was consulted on with our staff and our public, and I do think that offers an exciting, bright future for all of us. So but we know we've got some tasks to get on with this year to safeguard the present. So with that, I direct you, if you want to read the whole report, it's on our website. You'll see the web address there. At this point, I had a fair bit to say to thank our chair, Maria Battle, but unfortunately she couldn't be here. So it's a good job that I thanked her earlier today. But I will just say that she has been a brilliant chair for us, and we will all really miss her. And she leaves a great legacy. Some of the things that she's put in place, I think will stand the test of time. I think the BAME group, I think that she set that up during COVID. I think that that will be here, and the sort of work that's come from that around Speak Up Safely, bullying, all sorts of work around equality, diversity, inclusivity. I think she's done an amazing job on that. So like to commend everything she's done there. And I think she will be, as I said this morning, I think she will be watching us, and hopefully she'll remain a critical friend and also a cheerleader for us. So with that, I think there's a video. Does it just play if I... the which button twice. This one.
We are reflecting upon another extraordinary year for the Health Board. We can see in our services the impact that COVID-19 has made on the communities that we serve. The need and the demand for services over the past year has been the most challenging that I have ever witnessed in the health service. While we cannot deny the challenges, we can also take time to celebrate the good things too, not least the success of the COVID-19 vaccination programme, which has allowed society to get back to something like a near normal state. It's also allowed the unwinding of many of the COVID-19 measures that were put in place. And we in the health service have continued our journey to return to something approaching business as usual. But this success has also come at a cost. 3 years of the pandemic has had a profound effect on our amazing workforce. Their resolve and commitment continue to astound us all. It is so humbling to see their incredible dedication and their incredible service. And we owe everyone working and volunteering in the Health Board a huge debt of gratitude. We recognise that access to treatment and care has been constrained over the past 3 years, and this has led to delays in treatment. We are deeply sorry if you have experienced delays in accessing care and treatment. We are doing absolutely everything to ensure our services return to pre-pandemic levels. The pandemic's also had an impact on our finances, and we've been unable to make the savings that we need to make, and we're trying to make up for 2 years of lost time. Our vision to move from a service which treats illness to a service that helps people to keep well, and services which are delivered closer to home, remains undimmed. Join us on our story of challenge and success as it unfolds.
Together, we're putting people at the heart of everything we do.
Your health and well-being is our priority, and we have been working hard to improve your experience with us. In what has been a challenging time for primary care, we have engaged with residents from all over the 3 counties to understand what healthcare is needed in our community. We have invested in our hospitals so we can reduce waiting lists and improve our patients' experience during their time in our care. From our £20 million day surgery unit at Prince Philip Hospital that allows us to provide surgery to thousands of patients more quickly, to a new modern labour ward at Glangwili Hospital. We have been working with technology partners to introduce artificial intelligence that helps us to predict the length of a patient's stay in hospital, and our waiting list support service continues to help people waiting for treatment.
We are working together to be the best we can be.
As a geographically diverse rural health board, partnership working is vital for us. During the past year, we have continued to work with a broad range of partners to support the well-being of our people and our communities. In Carmarthenshire, we have been better able to support people in their homes thanks to our partnership with Carmarthenshire Council, Delta Wellbeing and our advanced paramedic practitioners. We have even been able to avoid the need for hospital admission altogether in some cases. During the spring and summer, we worked closely with Ceredigion Council and the Bwrdd to welcome and support refugees fleeing the war in Ukraine. In Pembrokeshire, the local authority launched Operation Nightingale to identify and support social care for people across the local community. Working together in partnership is the key to our success, whether this be within our own family of incredible staff or those we work with outside the Health Board.
Together, we're striving to deliver and develop excellent services.
We are always looking for innovative ways to improve the healthcare and experiences we offer you, such as new ways of treating illness, reducing waiting lists, and freeing up hospital beds. In the last year, we became the first health board to achieve the Digital Inclusion Charter, which aims not only to adopt technology, but to support people in accessing it and understanding how to use it. We worked with ORCA, the Organisation for the Review of Care and Health Apps, and became the first in Wales to launch a healthcare application library that contains hundreds of independently reviewed apps. We're proud that the Health Board has also been awarded more than £435,000 of funding from UK Research and Innovation for 2 projects aimed at developing and improving systems to support healthcare and planning on a local and national level in Wales.
We want the best health and well-being for our communities.
Over the last year, we have been asking you for your ideas and opinions about how you would like healthcare to look in the future. Earlier this year, we invited members of the public, staff and partner organisations to share their views about 3 potential sites for a new planned and urgent care hospital as part of our wider strategy to improve health and care in the region. These are part of our ambitious plans now being considered by Welsh Government, which, if successful, could result in the region of £1.3 billion investment into health and care in Mid and West Wales. We also submitted plans to Welsh Government for a new health and wellbeing centre in Crosshans. If approved, the centre will provide a base for health and care services for the benefit of local communities in the Aman and Gwendrive areas. Engaging with you, the people of Mid and West Wales, has enabled us to focus our wellbeing plans on what you and our communities tell us matters to you.
Together, we're aiming to provide safe, sustainable, accessible and kind care.
As a health board, we want you to feel safe and well looked after when you're in our care. So this has been a busy and productive year in terms of improving the quality of the care we give you. In November 2022, 12 project teams from across the Health Board, including maternity, community services, mental health and general medicine, worked on a range of projects from support for unpaid carers to the development of an induction of labour booking system. We have also provided dedicated support throughout the year to teams in patient safety areas such as falls, pressure damage, nutrition and hydration, and medicines management improvement. The waiting list support service continues to help patients waiting for elective care and has contacted more than 18,000 patients over the last year. Staff wellbeing is key to ensuring a sustainable workforce, and we have been recognised for supporting and promoting the health and wellbeing of our staff through the Healthy Working Wales programme. We are committed to supporting the use of the Welsh language to support our Welsh-speaking staff and patients, and have appointed a confidence-building officer as part of the Work Welsh scheme.
Together we are making sustainable use of our resources.
Being sustainable as a health board is important to us socially, environmentally and economically. We want to ensure that we can make a positive impact on society by supporting a robust workforce, developing local supply chains and joint working with other public sector bodies to reduce waste. We are making a positive contribution to addressing the climate emergency. Over the last year, we have continued our programme of installing energy efficiency technologies to reduce our carbon footprint. These include the installation of a solar farm with enhanced green space and biodiversity at our Havant Derwen site, solar canopies at South Pembrokeshire Hospital, and building energy management systems on our community sites at Bronglais Hospital. In economic terms, we are going through a tremendously challenging time, but we are making progress and are constantly looking for ways to deliver services in a sustainable way into the future. In this short video, you have seen us at our best, and as we have endured some of our greatest challenges. Our story continues day in, day out, providing care for those that matter most, you and your loved ones, and our loved ones too. Our dedicated, professional, caring and compassionate teams of staff, volunteers and partners. But before we come to an end, here is a final vision of what's over the horizon from our Chief Executive, Steve Moore.
Well, over the last 3 years, I think the NHS has been through possibly the most challenging time in its history, and at every moment of that pandemic, our staff have constantly risen to the challenge, shown their resilience, shown their kindness, shown their perseverance in dealing with some really challenging situations. Of course, for last financial year, we were still very much in the pandemic. We had the hope that the vaccinations brought to us, but we also had a significant amount of recovery to undertake with all the people who've been waiting for our services. And we saw in that year some very challenging moments for both our staff and for our local population, and I'm very proud of the work that everyone's done to really rise to that challenge. I think what the pandemic's taught me more clearly than anything is that in the end, our strength comes from our people. The people we have the benefit of working in our organisation and the people we work with out in our local communities. And that's why for me going forward, the The whole strategy for West Wales is fundamentally built with people at its heart. And whilst things are still really very challenging, actually we do have a clear vision now about how we're both going to recover, how we're going to address our long-standing financial challenges, but also build a health system which is resilient and sustainable for the future. And we have a lot to do in that regard, but we have the processes now in place. We have the discussions going on, the consultations going on, to ensure that we can start now to come out of what's been a very challenging few years into a much more brighter future ahead.
So, diolch and thank you. I'm going to ask Amanda to come up and start the section with the apprentices, but I'd just like to say a few thank yous. Thank you to Dalith, Hugh and to Phil for their presentations, and also for all of those who were involved in the production of the videos and those who appeared and presented in it. Now, this is the period where I would normally read out any pre-prepared questions, pre-presented questions, and ask relevant executives to come and answer them. But there haven't been any this year. So I'm going to open it up to see if anybody who's in the audience today has any questions they'd like to ask on the information that's been presented today. And if there aren't any questions, because I can't see any hands being raised, so I'm going to immediately ask Amanda Glanville to come and introduce the section for our apprentices.
They don't need it yet. Prynawn da, good afternoon. My name's Amanda Glanville. I'm the Assistant Director of People Development and oversee the Apprenticeship Academy. So I'm not going to talk for long today because the real stars are sitting on the stools behind me. But 4 years ago, the Health Board introduced apprenticeship opportunities to address the recruitment challenges and achieve our desire to invest in talent in our local communities who demonstrate kindness and compassion along with the Health Board values. This has attracted apprentices of all ages, including those who are leaving school and starting their first career, and also those looking for a changing career or even re-entering employment. These programmes have combined many qualifications, offering progression to higher education, and as a result demonstrated true collaboration between our departments, local colleges and universities, and more recently with the joint apprenticeship programme with our local authorities. Without Lisa's dream in the beginning, the Grow Your Own Workforce model would not be what it is today, and her supportive leadership without her supportive leadership, none of this would have been possible. And I am proud to stand here today and represent the team that has made this happen. It is my pleasure to introduce our apprentices. I must warn you, they are a little bit nervous. They're going to share their experiences and also highlight what a member of being the Hywel Apprenticeship Academy has meant to them. I'm now going to hand over to Llyr, who will tell you a little bit about the Apprenticeship Academy story and then his own. Thank you.
Prynawn da, boneddigion, boneddigesau ac aelodau'r bwrdd. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and members of the board. My name is Llyr Jones and I'm the Workforce Development Apprentice. I'm privileged to be here today on behalf of the Apprenticeship Academy. I would like to take you on a journey. In September 2019, we saw the introduction of the first cohort of apprentices with Hywel University Health Board. The first year was a pilot and we took on healthcare and patient experience apprentices. Who knew then that COVID was just around the corner? The COVID pandemic saw the healthcare apprentices playing an important part in COVID testing, where the feedback was exceptional and how they stood up to the challenge. As the Health Board rolled out the vaccination centres, we saw apprentices helping with not only vaccinating, but also with supporting our population as a part of the wider team. The apprentices, our volunteers and other health board staff were often described as the heroes on the front line, and apprentices took great pride in that. Patient experience apprentices were doing some really amazing things too, supporting the ward staff who were delivering thinking of you messages from family members to patients and delivering patient packs that were donated by Tesco and Hywel charities to support patients who didn't have any belongings with them or any family nearby. Then 2020, as we all know, was a difficult year, and down to COVID guidelines and rules, along with social distancing, the health board couldn't provide the support to apprentices, so recruitment was paused. In 2021, we saw more routes to apprenticeships than ever before, including engineering, digital, customer service, and business administration. Here we are today with 168 apprentices. We've lost a few along the way, some of which may not be on the Apprenticeship Academy journey, but still colleagues within the Hywel family. I would like to take the opportunity to share my story. At 16 and straight from school, I had no idea what I wanted to do as a career. I hated school and couldn't wait to leave. I knew the college was not the place that I wanted to be and spend my time. My most important years at school were spent home learning during COVID, and this also had a massive impact on my school experience, pushing me even more so towards the apprenticeship route. I saw the advert and I was excited about the variety that working as a workforce development apprentice would bring. When I started the apprenticeship, I was quiet and lacked confidence in my ability and felt as if I was not up to the job. But today I stand here in front of you, having overcome so many challenges. It wasn't all plain sailing. Working in the NHS is a fast-paced environment, and this took some definitely getting used to, and as I was learning all the time. There were times where I struggled with the coursework and the agreed qualification pathway did not suit me. So together with my managers, we tailored the programme to suit my needs. Where am I now? I'm now a valued part of the people development team. I get to visit schools and careers events, and I am an advocate for apprenticeships, volunteering and work experience, and the NHS as an employer as a whole for young people. I now have the confidence to stand up here and talk to you all, which without the progression and experience that I have been provided with, I would not be able to do. I am proud of how I can use technology and support the rest of the team. I have been involved in building automated systems which will revolutionise and streamline our administration processes. Along with this, my problem-solving skills have massively improved. I can now offer solutions to problems that impact our team and the work that we do. I aspire to continue my development and one day become a department manager within Hywel, and I am very grateful for the opportunity I've been given. However, before I hand over, and she doesn't know I put this in here now, because I changed it this morning. However, before I hand over, there's one person I would like to thank for their continued advice, guidance, mentorship, and outstanding support. And that person is Amanda Glanville. Without her, I would not be able to have this amazing opportunity to speak in front of you today, let alone the confidence. And now, enough about myself and the Apprenticeship Academy story. I would now like to share a video with you so you can hear some of the apprentices' experiences firsthand.
I'm an apprentice and I help to keep on patients throughout COVID.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to helping people.
I'm an apprentice and the Academy has helped with my confidence.
I am a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to going around different wards.
I'm an apprentice and I'm glad I'll be safe at work.
I'm a level 3 apprentice and I enjoy the opportunities.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to starting my career.
I'm an apprentice and the Academy has helped me with my communication skills.
I'm a new
and I'm looking forward to working on the wards.
I'm an apprentice and I've learned personal care.
I'm an apprentice and I'm looking forward to working on the ward.
I'm an apprentice and I've met lots of nice people.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to starting my new career.
I found my apprentice fulfilling with all the excitement and things I get to fix. I have improved my confidence and my practical skills, and I have very much enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm an apprentice, and since I've started working as an apprentice, I've met many professionals.
I'm a new apprentice, and the thing I'm most looking forward to is getting my blue light card.
Hi, I'm a level 3 apprentice and I enjoy learning new skills.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to helping patients.
Hi, I'm an apprentice and since I started this apprenticeship I've learned a lot of clinical terms.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to helping patients.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to becoming a nurse and helping others.
Since being an apprentice, I've learned how to work flexibly, working between 2 hospital sites.
Hello, I'm a new apprentice and I'm excited to learn new things.
Being an apprentice has been very rewarding and it helps me to give back to those who help us.
Being an apprentice has shown me that learning isn't always stressful and can be fun.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to helping others.
Since being an apprentice, I gained many friendships and new friends.
I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to my blue light card. I'm a new apprentice and I'm looking forward to working in a hospital.
I'm an apprentice and I've learned how to isolate electricity.
I'm your new apprentice and I'm looking forward to gaining clinical experiences.
Since being an apprentice, I have gained my Unpaid Carers Bronze Award. Being an apprentice has meant that I have the job that I always wanted.
I hope you all liked the video of all the apprentices. My name's Chloe Savory and I'm an apprentice. I'm also healthcare as well in Glangwili Hospital. I started my apprenticeship back in 2019. Looking back, I never always wanted a career in healthcare, but following a health event where my granddad, I had to include doing CPR, and subsequent to this, he passed away. But then I made a decision that I wanted to help others, and here I am on the nursing apprenticeship programme. My best friend, she was the one who spotted the advert on Facebook, and we both applied for the job role, and we both were thrilled because we both had the job. We did the assessment days and the interview days. So my journey so far, it can be described as just a roller coaster, because who could have predicted a pandemic? And then the COVID recovery. So what an experience it's been. I've been extremely lucky to have really wonderful rotations and placements as a part of my journey, and all the hospital staff have welcomed me and showed me kindness and support, and also encouraged me to do more extra learning experiences. But one of my favourite placements has to be A&E. It's been quite an eye-opener. But seeing as the work goes on behind the scenes and on a daily basis, it's given me so much context behind nursing. So the world has changed so much since my application for the apprenticeship, and a worldwide pandemic was certainly not on the cards. Although tragic and devastating, it was a really memorable experience for me. And I feel honoured to have experienced with the health board and the staff, working so flexibly as a team and within the safety of patients and staff in mind. Individually, of course, we all were really concerned about families too, as do I. I have a little boy, he's 5, his name's Tristan. And despite all of this, the health board staff and the apprenticeship academy have been so supportive. They've all listened to me and supported me through it all. The apprenticeship academy has really helped me. It's supported me from day one. I don't feel just as an apprentice, I feel a very valued part of the team. And if I have any questions, they've always come back to me as soon as they can. And with all this support, I know that I'll someday become a qualified nurse and hopefully make a difference. And then as well, my son can also witness me making a difference and encourage him to realise that it's never too late to do what you love. I believe the apprenticeship route is an excellent opportunity to get into nursing. It gives you the opportunity to earn and learn and gives you lots of hands-on experience. It's given me the financial security for me and my son, and knowing that there'll be no debt at the end of this was a huge selling point for me. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the Health Board staff and the Apprenticeship Academy for supporting me and supporting all the apprenticeships by doing all the hard work that goes behind the scenes. And I wouldn't be here now carving out a career if it wasn't for the Hywel family. And I know my granddad and my Uncle Mark would be really proud. I want to thank you all and thank my family and friends as well. So I'll hand you over to Sean. Thank you.
My name is Sean Phillips and I'm the 2021 electrical apprentice in Prince Philip Hospital. Prior to starting this apprenticeship, I was unsure what I wanted to do. I had interest in electrical work, but I decided to continue on to sixth form rather than go to college to do a specific course. Whilst in sixth form, a representative from the Apprenticeship Academy came in and talked to us about careers in the NHS. Initially, I thought it was about nursing, but I was surprised to hear that there are over 350 roles within the NHS. I was even more surprised to hear that there was an electrical engineering apprenticeship pathway and that they were recruiting. Needless to say, I applied for the apprenticeship, attended the assessment day and interview. Then during the feedback day, I was told I was successful. I was so happy and look forward to starting my new career. I have really enjoyed my apprenticeship so far. The team I work with are amazing. They have taken me under their wing and I've learned so much on the job. I enjoy the hands-on aspect of my learning rather than being stuck in a classroom. Getting shown how to do things by people who have many years' experience is a great way to learn and meet the standards expected by me within the role. Staff who have been in the trade for years pass their knowledge on to me, and I don't take for granted how special that is. I will never forget being nominated by my supervisors for my achievements whilst on my apprenticeship. I was chuffed that they thought so highly of me, and I took the time to share that pride in what I had achieved up to that point. Then when I passed the 18th edition qualification for electrical installation, this was a huge milestone. I am so proud that I have completed it with flying colours. The Apprenticeship Academy has been great support. It's nice to know that there is someone there if you have any questions. They will always make time for you and make you feel valued. Even though some of them think that the Springboks will win the World Cup, we all know it's going to be New Zealand. I would recommend the Apprenticeship Academy to anyone. It's a great opportunity where you can earn a good wage and get qualified at the same time. The wage is great for my age and the fact that I have no learning fees, but most importantly, you are respected by everyone in the Health Board as you are an important part of the team. Thank you for all in believing in apprenticeships and giving us the fantastic opportunities we have had so far. I will forever be grateful. If anyone needs a plug changed, I'm your guy. Now I'm going to pass you on to Fion.
Hello, my name is Fion Gilbert. I'm an apprentice in Glangwili Hospital. I enjoyed school but always felt I needed a hands-on approach with my learning. Medicine and care always interest me, and this is what sparked my desire to complete the health and social care qualification in college once I finished my GCSEs. Whilst on my GCSE course, my health and social care tutor informed me of the Apprenticeship Academy with Hywel University Health Board. I decided to research this further and see what the Academy had to offer and knew immediately this was the pathway for me. I applied and took part in the assessment process and was thrilled to learn that I had gained a place. My journey so far has been unbelievable. I've learned so much already. I'm currently placed on Clear Thy Ward, and from day one I was made to feel like part of the team. Nothing is too much to ask and everyone is so supportive of my journey. Witnessing the care and the genuine passion of the staff motivates me so much to be the best that I can be. Being surrounded by others who show such a high level of professionalism and excellent care is a huge part of this experience. The Apprenticeship Academy provides fantastic support. Naturally, I was nervous attending my gateway review, but the staff put me at ease and reassured me that they were there to support me and work through any concerns I may have. Part of this review, my college tutor commended my academic work, and my placement provided details on my practical abilities. When I was told I had progressed to the next step, wearing my greens, I was ecstatic. To say I was proud was an understatement. A memorable moment I have from my time in the Apprenticeship Academy so far was being invited into the assessment day for the potential 2023 candidates. I could see the applicants were nervous, and I remember how nervous I was during my assessment day, so I wanted to put them at ease and tell them about my personal experience, which I cannot fault. I explained that the apprenticeship pathway is a fantastic opportunity where you build experience and develop an excellent skill set for the future without building up any debt. I'd like to thank the Hywel University Health Board for believing in apprentices like me, helping us to achieve our dream jobs. I cannot wait to be a fully qualified nurse in the years to come. I'll pass you over to Sarah.
My name's Sarah. I'm an apprentice in Prince Philip Hospital. I've always wanted a career in caring, and I absolutely love to learn. However, when I experienced a period of ill health, the help and support I had from the NHS was amazing, and this is what sparked me to consider the NHS and nursing as a career choice. This was further compounded when I was caring for a poorly family member. These two health events encouraged me to take the leap. Initially, I enrolled at college on an access to nursing course, but when I considered the financial impact of university on my family, I investigated alternative avenues. While at college, I attended a talk by the Apprenticeship Academy who told us about the apprenticeship pathways that were available, and immediately this piqued my interest and I decided to apply for it. I was invited to attend the assessment day and was thrilled to discover I'd been successful. The journey so far has been great. Of course, there have been times where I have found things particularly difficult when trying to juggle motherhood, caring responsibilities, and of course studying and working. But I reached out to the academy and they were able to provide so much support. Nicola and I sat down and talked. This enabled me to break it all down as to why I was feeling so overwhelmed. It was good to talk to someone and not feel judged. I was reassured that I was doing a great job and signposted for other services whom could help me. This gave me the confidence boost I needed to carry on, and knowing that I had someone from the Apprenticeship Academy and other support networks if I needed them. Having the opportunity to attend theatre and observe a surgical procedure was incredible. I was able to support the patient when they returned from the to the ward, making them feel comfortable, reassured and valued. I was invited back to the theatre for a follow-up procedure with the same patient. I will forever be grateful to the staff and the patient for allowing me to experience this journey. Another memorable moment was being told I'd successfully with my gateway review and that I'd received glowing reports from my ward and college. I was on top of the world, and now I really feel like part of the team in my greens. Whether you're a school leaver, parent or considering a change of career, the apprenticeship route into nursing gives you the experience like no other, support and financial security as you earn while you learn. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone behind the scenes and the Hywel family for giving me this opportunity to become a fully qualified nurse. Our NHS is amazing.
Wow, what can I say? I would like to personally thank the apprentices for sharing their experience with us today. There was a lot of nerves beforehand, I think it's fair to say, and I think they did amazing. On behalf of the apprentices not here today, I would like to thank our staff, our managers, the executive team for their support, and we hope that this is the first of many to come and that we can continue to invest in our local population. I'm now happy to open the floor for any questions for our apprentices. Well done, guys. Any questions?
Yeah, well, I just want to start off. Your inspiration,
Oh, the microphone's come in, look. So.
Is it working? Just to start off, I think your inspiration. I think you're happy, you're confident up there. And it's just brilliant to see that. It's just true grow your own, isn't it? Amanda and the team, thank you for kind of for organising, Lisa, as well. You say there's 168 apprentices. And I'm just thinking, I'm a school governor, secondary school governor, and my aim would be, and it'd be brilliant if you do go to these schools, do you go around schools, secondary schools? Because you're the type of people that really need to inspire, because there's so many people that don't know what they're going to do educational-wise, and I think they would love to slot into a job similar to yours. Sean, you might be the new electrician for the new hospital. You might be the main man, yeah? And it's the same as all of you, kind of. It's brilliant, and I have to say, I'm not usually stuck for words, but I have to say it's inspirational, knowing that you want to go to work every day because you like the job that you're doing, and you've got a future, kind of, and you know what your future is. So brilliant, congratulations. And Amanda, just back to that question: do you go to the secondary schools, and do you get kind of that feedback from schools, or is it just careers? Is it just kind of a organised careers event, or do you go into those schools? Because really, from my point of view, I'd welcome something similar to coming to secondary schools in Ceredigion and Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire.
You got away lightly with that one. So in terms of answering your question, we do go into schools. We've now got a dedicated school engagement coordinator, and we are valued partners with many schools and working alongside Careers Wales. And some of our apprentices have been into schools, but I agree, they are absolutely the people to sell our stories. So yes, and if send us an email and we'll gladly go. Any other questions or comments? Delith. This is going to you.
Sean Bach, my electricity, mae eisiau sort o mas Ceredigion gytre. I need to sort out the electricity home on the farm. No, what I would like to ask you is, what would you like to ask us as board members? What would you really like to tell us or ask us for the future for the health service in Hywel? All of you, not just you, Sean Bach, not just you. It's your turn to turn the tables on us.
Yeah. Well, it is a tricky question. Some of us have been here as long as others, and well, personally, I don't know, maybe someone who's been here a bit longer has seen a bit more that thinks...
Fear is itching to say something, look.
I guess the main thing is there going to be kind of, hopefully, maybe obviously at the moment we're struggling with finances, things like that, in the future, bigger budget for more apprentices possibly?
No then. I've got the
Put
director...
you on the spot with that one.
Well, not me. The director of finance is sitting to my right.
Who?
Yeah.
What's the answer?
You've nicely turned the tables there. That's a harder question than any question this morning. I think absolutely we need to make sure that we're investing in growing our own. I think you have certainly, Rodri said that you're an inspiration. I think your story speaks to what we need to be investing in as part of our future. I haven't got much choice now, have I?
No.
And what would you say to some of your friends and family? Would you recommend they come to work as an apprentice?
We're going down the road on this one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm 25 and I started 4 years ago. I didn't think I was going to go down this route, but I'm so glad I did. Without this, I don't have to have student debts, and I think it's just a great opportunity, and I've got so much support off Amanda and the team as well. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, same here. It's been an experience so far. Anyway, if I had told myself 3 years ago that I was going to be an apprentice in health board, I wouldn't have believed myself. But there's definitely, I tell people all the time, people that I play for the local rugby team, youth boys looking for things to do, I tell them to jump on board, because it's great.
I would 100% recommend it. Being so young and doing something so meaningful is just an incredible feeling. So I'd recommend it to anyone who wants that change and wants to feel that meaningfulness. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd also recommend it. I'm 32 when I started, and having my own children, it was just reassuring to know I was going to be financially stable and not have to worry about student finance with young children at home. So 100%, I'd definitely recommend it for me.
Diolch yn fawr I chi.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, there we are. Thank you.
Well, Amanda, you actually stole my words. I was just going to go, wow. That was so amazing. Amazing presentations. And I would like to echo a little bit of what you said at the start. And I think really want to say a huge thank you to Lisa for having the idea for taking this forward. You can, as my professional background as a director of HR and OD, I think you can always guarantee the best ideas come out of the workforce and OD community. And you can't stop me saying that because I'm here. I just think what I'd like to do, which is a bit off script, sorry, Owenna, but I think on behalf of the board, I would like to ask everyone to join me in another round of applause, not only for you here, for the other 160 odd who can't be with us today, to say a huge thank you. Right, I'm back to my script now. So really, that's the end of our AGM. And I have to say, having been in the NHS for over 40 years altogether, this is probably one of the best ones I've ever been to. Just to have your stories at the end has just made it really magical. And no disrespect to our other people who've presented today, but they've sort of stole your thunder. So thank you to everyone who've joined us in the room today. Thank you to everyone who's watching online. Thank you to all our staff, patients, and all our broader communities for supporting us over the last year. So diolch yn fawr. Now I'd like to close the meeting and also invite those of you here to join us for some refreshments out in the cafe before you all go home. So thank you, everyone.